Hi there, beautiful people, tarot lovers. So I drew a couple of cards for me the other day, and they helped me quite a lot. Just the questioning that came from drawing the cards, and this is the way I use the cards more than anything else, is to provoke some inner questioning myself with myself when I'm drawing cards for me, of course, instead of for other people. And I just thought I'd share a few ideas about, how to provoke the inner questions, or what questions can come up. So I drew these two cards, which is the lovely King of Wands and this reversed Six of Swords. So first of all, if a court card comes up, really try to relate. I mean, even if it's like the right way up, it means that it's usually something that you can easily relate to, that maybe you're not triggered by, you don't have any resistance to. And so if it was reversed, there might be some more exaggerated qualities of this court card inside of you that the card is speaking about becoming a little bit more aware of. But when you get a card that relates to your personality and relates to a specific element, take the things that you know about that element and see if you are connecting to, feeling connected to, or how you can embody the qualities of the court card specifically. So the masculine being the knights and the kings, and the feminine being the pages and the queens. See if you can't embody these qualities more, or just throw some questions to yourself about them. So for me it was, who is this knight, who is this king in me? When does he come out? When does this masculine sharing the light, sharing his intuition, being very clear about his path, when does this, because there's an external or a masculine expression that comes out with the masculine cards, and I was looking at this king as being the more mature, fiery element inside of me, that part of me that gets passionate about sharing transformational ideas and practices that really help people. So this is what I do in my sessions, what I've been doing for such a long time, and there's a wisdom in this king that comes out whenever I do one-on-one coaching with people. But it helped me a lot because I've done a lot of teaching in the past, and I haven't done so much recently, and I realized, oh my gosh, this king comes out inside of me more often than not when I'm sharing, when I'm teaching. And that's when I'm in my element, or when I'm in the flow, or when this king becomes the channel for the light, and when he sheds light on things that I'm not smart enough to I'm not necessarily smart enough, but I'm not always conscious enough to share. But when I'm in that role of sharing, and maybe being a host of sharing some wisdom and some guidance for groups of people, it becomes a little bit stronger. And this king allows me to maybe channel my passion and channel some transformational healing ideas, which are incredibly useful and practical for people. And so I realized that I've got to step back into that. Anyway, it just came from me questioning, who is this inside of me? When do I embody this king more than any other time? And that came straight to my mind, and it was strange because I hadn't really thought about it, but it's going to provoke me sharing a little bit with my my community group and teaching a little bit more there in a way that I haven't before. And this card the reverse card that came together, and here this is maybe speaking about a little bit of resistance in my mind about going from one place to another, and about changing my perspective about who I am and what I'm doing right now, and whether I'm embodying this king enough. And it's so much in line with just changing my idea about what I can do and what I can share and what I need to in order to I don't know, feel more of the fire, feel like I'm embodying more of that mature light and fire that I know has come through me, so many times in the past, but I haven't done a lot of recently. And it challenges me, and I think when you put yourself in a position to embody an outward expression of light and fire and enthusiasm and will, you've got to walk the walk, be authentic, and you've got to challenge yourself a little bit more. And I realized, well, I haven't been challenging myself on that level, and how beautiful those challenges are, because they bring through new personal transformations or realizations, as well as being a witness to those transformations for other people to get inspired and maybe share a practice or two that's really useful. Anyway, so getting my head around what it is that I have to do in order to embody this king, and seeing any resistance that I might have in order to make the change or embody this fire a little bit more sincerely, is what these two cards are coming out. So whenever you get a reverse card, throw some more questions about it to yourselves about it. Or if you're reading for other people, throw some questions out there for other people. Is there something that I'm not clear about as far as where I want to be taking this boat? Where do I want to take my mind? What perception would I like to be looking at the world with or through? Am I clear about what I would like to be thinking about? Am I clear about where I'm leaving, where my mind is right now? Do I want to be focused on something different? Because this is a card which speaks about shifting your perception from one place to another, which means really looking at life, looking at your personal life or your world in a different way, in a new, from a new focal point, a new perspective, that you're not looking at it right now. And this made me ask myself, well, what am I thinking, what am I focusing my life thinking about now, and how would I really like to be focusing my mind on a day-to-day basis? What would I want to be occupying my thoughts on a day-to-day basis by sheerly, what do I want to be the first thing that I think about when I wake up in the morning? What do I want to be in front of me? What do I want to see as the work or the jobs or the focus for me right now? Is it what I'm focusing on right now? Is that my highest version of truth? Is that me embodying this fire king in the best way I can? Or is there another thing that I could be, should be, maybe would love to be thinking about, focusing on, having my mind directed towards in a better way? And if that is, what can I do consciously to row that boat over the river? In other words, there has to be a conscious thinking process. What do I need to, how does that change take place, and what does that change look like? Because it's not going to happen just by me sitting on my ass and expecting life to give me the opportunities. I'm going to have to make that happen. And in that choice of making that happen, that king comes alive, the passion comes alive, and you shine a light on all the resistance that you might have in order to make a few changes. Anyway, this helped me a lot the other day. I thought I'd share a few ideas about relating to the cards, embodying those court stories, and yeah, questioning yourself, just questioning yourself over and over and over and over again until you find a deeper level of honesty and sincerity. Anyway, it helps me a lot. Much love to you all. I hope this inspires you to do the same.